Hello, welcome to Theory in a Nutshell. Today I'm going to talk about rests, especially, well, not especially, but mainly the placement of those rests. I find that a lot of people kind of wiggly-niggly do their rests, and they kind of look like the right rest, and they're kind of in the right place, but they're really not. So we have all our whole rest, our half rest, our quarter rest, 8th rest, 16th rest, 32nd rest, and there's actually a 64th rest as well. That would be all of these, and it would go down like that. So a whole rest is like a whole note, same value. Although, as we know, the whole rest also can be used as an empty bar of any time. Half rest, quarter rest, 8th rest, 16th rest, and 32nd rest, and there'd be a 64th rest as well. So you can't just kind of, well, some people kind of do this. They'll do one like this. Well, is that a half rest or a whole rest? That's the question, right? So when you're doing, for example, a half rest, make sure you have a line there underneath, and then put the little square on top of it right into the C space. If you're in treble clef, the C space, bass clef would of course be the E space. Okay, so you don't want to touch both these lines. If you're doing the whole note rest, you want to put a little line there and bring it down, but you don't want to touch the B line. It's always going to be in the C space. Again, I'm talking about treble clef, C space, E space, and the bass clef. This space is the most important one, as we'll find out in a second, for example, when you have dotted rests. When we have an 8th rest, it starts in, yep, you guessed it, the C space. 16th note rest, C space, then we go down to the A space. Okay? For the 32nd note rest, we go up to the E space, so we've got all 3 of these. And then the 64th rest is all 4 of these. So it's really important to put your little dots right in there. I know I'm very messy, but I am being very specific where I'm putting those little dots. Some people are very, very neat with their rest. I love that. I'm not a neat person that way, but I do have them all in the right place. Okay, so when we talk about these rests, again, that's what they're going to look like. I like to put a little line there, so you're really saying, okay, this is, if I'm writing them out, this is the top going down, a little line underneath here. But if you're doing it on the computer, that's what they're going to look like. See these we just did into the C space. This one right here, that people have a lot of, this one that a lot of people have trouble with. I see this kind of thing, or like really awkward things like that. I like to think zig, zag, zig, C. Don't go above or below the top and bottom lines. Stay within the staff. Best if you don't touch the top and bottom line. Zig, zag, zig, C. Okay, so that's a good way to do it. Zig, zag, zig. Whoops, I'm trying to stop. Zig, zag, zig, C, like that. We already went over the 8th rest. Again, into that C space. And you don't want it to go all the way down here. Or I've seen people do all the way up there. You just want to have a nice gentle C space, kind of like a 7. Okay, maybe just touch that G line. Okay, same with the 16th note. Now these are on an angle. If you make them straight up and down, it's not going to be the end of the world. But it kind of looks weird if you go opposite angle, right? Try to make that little bit of an angle down towards the left. Okay, it looks better. That's the way it's supposed to be written. Again, same thing here. 1, 2, 3. I like to make the dots first. I've seen people do it backwards like this and then make the dots second. If that's how you like to do it, it doesn't really matter, as long as you don't, make it above or below those notes and make it huge and everything's in the wrong place, right? For this 32nd, you've got an E space, a C space, an A space for treble clef, and that's it. Again, it leans a little bit towards the left. Now, whole rests are special. As I said earlier, hopefully you already knew that, but it's an empty bar of any time. So whole notes are both a whole note. For example, in 3-2, if you're filling in the first 2 beats of 3-2, 1 and 2 love each other, they go into a bigger rest, you'll use a whole rest. Same with 4-2. This is beats 3 and 4. 3 and 4, they love each other, whole rest. 1 and 2 love each other, whole rest. But any given time, 3-2, 3-8, 6-8, 4-4, 9-8, whatever time it is, 2-4, it's going to have an upside down hat, or yeah, upside down hat, that's the one thing I call it, or whole rest, for an empty bar in any time. Don't forget that. I'll see people put, you know, all the rests in. They're thinking, well, okay, a 6/8 rest would be like 2 of these, and you know, they're all over the place, whatever. It's an upside down hat or a whole rest. Okay, so whole rests are special. Now, dots go into the C space. I might have mentioned that just a minute ago. Always, you've got your half rest here, the dot goes into C space. Quarter rest, dot goes into C space. C space, C space, very, very important, right? You don't want to see any of, you know, here's an 8th rest and you got the dot up here somewhere. That's not where it goes. It goes right in the C space or the E space when you think about bass clef, okay? Right in that 3rd space up, 2nd from the bottom space, 2nd from the top space, goodness, 3rd space up, second from the top space. Right there is where that dot goes. Be very careful about that. It's important. So, I'm going to make let's see. I'm going to do 3 rests. Which rest is correct? I hope you picked the middle one. This one, I went into the E space, even though the dot was in the same place. This one, you can't tell whether it's coming down or going up. We can't tell if there's a half or a whole rest. Okay, I'll do another 3. And tell me which one you think is correct. Okay, only one will be correct. I hope you picked this one. That one's correct. This one, the dot's in the A line, that A space, and this one went below the E line. Can't do that. Okay, I don't think I need to do any more. You probably have the idea. So good luck with your rests. Remember, C space is super important. Keep things within the top and bottom lines of 5 line of staff, and be very careful about your half rest and whole rest. Make sure that they're very clear. Hope this helps.